Well, folks, it looks like we could once again be headed towards yet another government shutdown. And this is, of course, as I've mentioned, the 7th time since Republicans took over the House of Representatives in January of 2023. 7th time they have pushed us to the brink of a government shutdown. And Donald Trump is, of course, pushing Republicans to shut down the government, which would begin at the end of September 30th, so 1 month and 5 days before the election. Donald Trump is telling them, shut down the government, because this will totally be good for us. Here is what Donald Trump put on Truth Social earlier this week. If Republicans in the House and Senate don't get absolute assurances on election security, they should in no way, shape, or form go forward with a continuing resolution. So the Republican nominee for President of the United States is telling Republicans in the House, if you don't get Democrats on board with my idiotic legislation that I'm making you push, that'll make it harder for people to vote, and of course criminalize that which is already criminal. If you don't do that, shut down the government. A month before the election. Now, the continuing resolution so far this week, not doing well. So we are headed towards that shutdown. Like most instances, I think there may be enough smart Republicans, and use that word loosely, who understand how bad this is and will force the continuing resolution with or without the SAVE Act, which is the legislation, again, that makes it illegal for non-citizens to vote in the United States, which has always been illegal, so don't really need it. The only thing it really does extra that Republicans want, of course, is gives states more authority to kick people off the voting rolls if they have a name that doesn't sound like a native-born U.S. citizen. That's what it would do. So they would kick people off the voting rolls, people wouldn't know it till they show up to vote, and then, boom, they can't vote. Republicans get what they want. That's the point of it. However, as I said, a couple smart Republicans out there. One of them, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell said, shutting down the government is always a bad idea, no matter what time of year it is. And he's 100% right. Like, it's never a smart idea. It's never a good negotiating tool either, but that's where we're headed. Another Republican said, this will most likely force a suspension vote that the speaker will have less influence over. This is not a good time for distractions. That was Republican John Duarte from California. However, some Republicans are all for it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is for it. Other extremist Republicans want this to happen. Let's shut down the government. If we don't get our way 100% of the time, we're going to take our ball and go home. Right before an election. I don't want the government to shut down because that is very bad for the country. It is bad for workers. It is bad for the economy. But there's also that part of me that knows how bad this would be for Republicans. And so there is, and I think a lot of people feel this too, that selfish part of you that's like, you know what? Do it. Do it and see what happens. Do it and watch the voters revolt against you. But that's a small part of me. The mature, sane, reasonable, rational part of me understands we don't need a government shutdown. Workers will be the ones who suffer. So I do not want the government to shut down. But I will say right here, right now, if it does, Republicans can kiss their majority in the House of Representatives goodbye. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.